give you 30 minutes, right? And if you have completed your 28 minutes, you will be able to interact with that guy for 2 minutes only because you have completed your 28 minutes,
Yeah.
right?
But then how did you improve? Who corrected your mistakes? Hello, Ashutosh.
Yes, hi, Surbhi ma'am. How are you? Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm absolutely well, and we are meeting after a long time, I can say, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. How have you been? How's your life treating you?
Yeah, I have been fantastic, I would say. Life is going good, no complaints. So I'm enjoying whatever I do. So what about you? How are things with you?
That's that's great. Things are fine. Actually, I can say things have been really well. Thank you.
Oh, sounds good.
So, Ashutosh, please introduce yourself.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. My name is Ashutosh Dwivedi, as you know, and I'm pursuing my master's degree, that is Masters of Arts in English Literature. And apart from this, I run a YouTube channel based on spoken English conversations, and I like interacting with the people. That's what I would say. So thank you so much.
Great. So, Ashutosh, do you offer speaking sessions too?
Yes, as I said, like I had a conversation with you. It depends on my mood.
Yeah, it depends on Ashutosh mood. And now I can say actually it depends on my mood too. Every day I receive emails. So, I'm confessing it here. I tell people,
Yeah, now you're able to understand, like because when you, yeah, exactly, when you do a lot of conversations for a very long period of time, it depends on your mood. Sometimes I provide sessions, of course. I conduct sessions for my students, I would say, but not too much at this moment. Also, I'm not able to accept myself taking a lot of sessions from morning to evening. I take only few, and I want to connect with them. So I don't want to, like, train people for money only. I want to be connected, and I want to share everything. So that's what I like. But when you, as we discussed, that when you connect through any platform, that you have certain foundations. Like we discussed, I discussed with one of another tutors as well about many platforms where she said you can be a trainer, but you can't even ask a guy about their name, about their profession. Nothing you can ask. Only you can talk about topics. Then I said, like, it's boring.
yeah, it is boring. What I feel we human beings need to be connected first. We can just
Mhm.
randomly start talking on the topics, right?
Exactly. So that's why it depends on my mood. And but yeah, now I think it's okay. It's more mood is going to be over after completing my masters, I would say. Then I will train people as much as I can, because it when you do things according to your mood, you don't get a lot of experience. Sometimes even though you enjoy or you don't enjoy, but if you are doing it, then you will get a lot of experience. So that is
Yes,
important
of
for
course.
everything. Yeah.
Everything cannot go according to the mood. In fact, in a job, when you're not in a mood at all, you have to work. And what I can say, your job teaches you a lot. You
Mm.
learn, that is something you cannot learn in your classrooms or in any kind of college. These real skills you
Mm.
learn in your job. So, of course, one must do that. So, are you planning to do any kind of job after your master's degree?
Job, I don't really think so. I say to you, I'll be training people as much as I can. I provide one-on-one sessions to my students. So I'll be training. And apart from this, I would love to focus on my social media. So I would grow. So that's what I will do. I don't have any plan for a job till now. I don't know about the future.
So everything would be for social media. I can say one is training people and then social media influencer. We can say like that.
Yes, of course.
That's
Training
great.
people, like, personally, independently. Of course, I get mails from people, they want me to train them. So that's how I do it. So I like it because it is my passion. Now I like interacting with the people, and along with the interaction, I learn a lot from their life, because I'm not training somebody who's 10 or 5 or 6. They are like 38, 35, 45.
Yeah.
So I learn a lot, about the life, because I have a lot of questions related to my life, that what is an ultimate goal, why should I do it, why I shouldn't work anywhere. So such kind of questions and answers I get from all those experienced people. So that's why I want to continue it.
And are these paid sessions?
Yes.
Okay.
So
Yes.
what do you do
So
nowadays? How your day looks like?
I started my day by sending my daughter to school.
Mhm.
And then I do some of my household work, and later I try to write something. I love writing for my YouTube video, so I try to create content for it. For that, I need zero distraction while I'm writing, thinking, introspecting. And in afternoons, I usually have conversations. Nowadays, again, I said I have been facing few health issues, so now I'm not having more conversations with people, but earlier I used to have. And in evening, yes, I have one session also, speaking session with one student, and one I have group class that I offer from 7 to 8 p.m. So that's how I spend my day. Yeah. I love
Oh,
working.
that's
Sometimes I
great. So
love
now
sitting
you.
idle. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I can understand. Of course, but taking care of your family also, that takes a lot of time and it consumes a lot of time. But you're able
Hmm.
to manage it. Yeah, that's right. It is all about when you enjoy, that's good. As you said, like it was difficult for you to work in those hours. So yeah, but now you are
Hmm.
free and independent, so you can work wherever you
Yeah.
want or whenever you want. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know. I can't handle restrictions. This is the problem with me. I don't like to be dominated unnecessarily. If I am put under many restrictions, I just, at one point of time, I start feeling suffocated. And then, I feel like, no, it's not my place. I don't want to be here, because for some period of time, it's okay. But then again, I have to think about it. And there's time foundation also.
Exactly,
No,
same
it's
for me.
just,
That's why I'm not able to join any platform, and I don't want to join any platform as trainer or like as a helping hand for students. I'm independent. I like training people. Of course, I train, but independently, where I can talk to them personally. I can share anything. So like when you are on any platform, you have to manage, or like you have to keep a lot of things in your mind, that you can't be very personal to them. You can't share a lot of details. You have to be professional. Ask only questions like which are there. So in the like session notes,
related
sometimes
to
you
the
can't
topic.
ask very deep, right?
Hmm. And
So
sometimes I like to be brutally honest. And trust me,
mhm,
students love my brutal, honest behavior at times, because they really want to hear that. But then
mm,
on some platforms, you really can't say a few things. You have to behave like that. So I think I just don't feel me, because that is something not me at that time. I'm just pretending. So that is the reason I really can't work for anyone else. But now, Ashutosh, I really want to know from you that
mhm.
you have such good hold over your English speaking skills. I can say you're a commendable speaker. So I really would love to know your journey, and I'm sure people would love to know your journey and how you have this accent and that much fine English speaking skills. Please tell me more about your journey.
Oh, first, thank you so much. Actually, I don't deserve this much, but I have been working on my spoken English for last 4 years. I started my journey exactly on 29th April 2020. That was the day when I came up with an idea to work on my communication skills. And the first application I started my journey with, that was Buddy Talk. So but what I did, that was right, I would say now, that I started speaking English from my first time, even though I was not able to hold a conversation, but I started interacting at least. That was a good step, I would say, because most of the people, what they do, they go forward with the grammar and study grammar for years and years and years. And after 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, they are not able to introduce themselves. So I was free in COVID 19 and I started my journey on Buddy Talk and I started introducing myself. I was happy introducing myself because on Buddy Talk recently I uploaded a video on my YouTube channel talking about Buddy Talk. That, that that was a pretty basic application, I would say, but it was good for you to develop your confidence while introducing, because people
Yeah.
were asking about your introduction, your family, your hobbies, your goal. That's it. Conversation was over. But I learned a lot in 15 days. Oh, I started my journey like practicing on Buddy Talk, then many more applications like Halo and Clubhouse, WhatsApp groups, Be Angrez, Ace Fluency. Nowadays also I practice sometimes on Speakify, CV. So that's how I learned English. And what was very important for me, to speak as much as I can. So in beginning, like beginning of my journey, I used to speak 5 hours in 6 hours, like that. So there was a one day, I think one day I was I checked my diary. So I found on 28th November 2020, I practiced 10 hours. Like in one day, I practiced 10 hours with the
10
strangers.
hours.
So that was a great practice for me. And that I would say like that was the greatest day ever in my journey.
Mm. But then how did you improve? Who corrected your mistakes?
Who corrected my mistakes? I would say like by listening to a lot of people. When you listen to authentic content, it goes to your subconscious mind. So I started listening to people like Sadhguru, Priyanka Chopra, Ellen DeGeneres, Steve Harvey, AJ Hope. So I was listening to them. Along with that, I was following teachers like English with Lucy, English with Vanessa, Bob the Canadian. So by watching their videos, it was there. And of course, when you practice in all those platforms, sometimes you get people who are better than you, and they tell your mistakes. So I used to note my mistakes, that I used to always say I wanted to become a CA. So I got a guy, and he told me, no, if you want to be a CA, you have to say like you want to, not like say in past. So that's how I got like a lot of corrections from the people. Then I met Josh Mohan sir. So he's a good friend of mine. So we started having conversation with each other, and he used to tell me a lot of things. Then I got some friends from Clubhouse. I have friends from like USA, he also always corrects me whenever I speak something wrong. So that's how I got like improvement. And then I started making conversations on Clappingo, English Yari, Talkie, many more platforms like that, and I got a lot of good feedback from them. And what I do nowadays, sometimes I watch my own recordings. I listen to my own recordings, and I try to find my own mistakes, because nowadays I can understand where I'm making mistake. When I speak, sometimes I'm not able to it happens in a flow. But when I watch my own recordings, I'm able to understand where I made mistake. So that's
Hmm.
how I learned.
I can say, Ashutosh, that you did everything on your own. You really did not hire any tutor for you. Everything you learned all by yourself. So I can say, I am really proud of you. And this is a message for everyone that, like people say, we can't afford classes. See, I myself give classes, right? But again, I tell people you really don't need it if you have desire, okay, and you have enough resources nowadays. Enough resources, and for that you don't have to pay as well. So I can say utilize those, talk with people, and you will improve. Anyhow, you will improve. So you
Exactly.
are
I
the
say the
perfect
same to
example.
people, because it is very important. What is very important in your journey, that is self discipline. Why we hire a trainer and tutor? Because we are not disciplined enough to learn something. We do practice today, next day we think, okay, it's fine, okay, we will do like after 5 days and 6 days. That's a big problem. So when you connect with a tutor, you do practice every day, you prepare for the lessons, classes, you try to become better every day. But I was disciplined enough to do practice, and I was consistent. I thought, why when people work 8 hours for somebody else, why can't I work for myself for 8 hours?
Hmm.
So in COVID-19, I had a lot of leisure time, and I started working on it. And to be honest, before joining also all these platforms like Clappingo, I was able to speak. But I joined these platforms to grow my YouTube channel and to get more people. So that's what the
Yeah,
reality is. Yeah.
yeah.
So I
Even
say
you
to the
have your
people
YouTube
saying,
channel. Yeah, yeah.
yes.
What's the name of your channel? I forgot. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, my YouTube channel name is Ashu Official 2021.
Yes, Ashu Official. Right. So you upload conversations or what?
Yes, I have uploaded more than I think 300 conversations, if I'm not wrong.
Oh,
Yes. So somebody suggested me that if you would do conversations on these platforms, you would get views. So I started having conversations on Clappingo. Clappingo was on it was boom in the market. I would say it was really
yeah.
popular in those days, 1 or 2 years ago. So I started making videos and I started uploading them, and I got a lot of views. So
Hmm.
yeah, but nowadays I'm trying to focus on solo content.
Hmm. Likewise, I'm also focusing on that. Like I have just uploaded, I can say 15 to 16 conversations. But then I feel I miss, talking I miss talking to my camera, phone camera, where I assume that many people are listening to me. Yeah, that's, with solo videos.
Yeah,
I love
that's a
that.
good thing
Love
if you do have this habit, like you are comfortable speaking on camera. But when it comes to me, I'm really comfortable while making conversations. But when I speak on camera, I'm not that much confident enough. I'm really
you
conscious,
know
like I would say. Mhm.
when I planned to start my own channel, I can say it took me many days to be comfortable with my camera. I mean, I was not comfortable looking at me later on. So I had to practice several times. I used to practice talking, just like that. Sometimes I used to practice talking to myself. And that's how later I became much more confident. And now I'm completely okay with that. But all I can say again, everything needs practice. Everything
Yeah,
needs
it's all
practice,
about
right?
practice. Like I have
Yeah.
done a lot of conversations, completed more than 18,000 conversations, like
Oh,
audio and video both. I would say like so audio I have done a lot, but nowadays I'm really comfortable on video basis as well. But when it comes to solo content, I have to work on it because that is a different skill. Okay, right now you are in front of me and I'm able to express myself because I'm looking
yeah.
at your face. But when I look at myself, like it's very difficult to
Yes.
say, and I'm not able to assume that people are listening to me. So that
This
is a
is
very
a
big
this is
thing,
a
right?
skill. Yeah, this is a challenge to assume that people are listening, because I can say, at times while speaking, I forget my points and I just literally feel like banging my head on the wall. I forget. And then for solo videos, you have to work harder. You have
Yeah,
to
exactly.
find some nice content, and you also wonder if people would like it or not. I mean, there are so many things you have to focus
Yeah,
while
for
creating.
5 minutes, a video of 5 minutes, you have to work a lot, like a little script. Then you have to take, you have to practice that one time, two times, three times. Sometimes you feel like your face is not looking good. You're not looking like confident. So many things happens, and sometimes noise is
Yeah.
there. Sometimes light is not proper. So it takes a lot of time to shoot a single video, I would say. But when it comes to conversation, it's quite for me now. It's quite easy, I would say.
It's easy. It's easy. Yes, it's easy because you have someone to talk with you, right? You're not assuming that people are listening. So that's the thing.
Right.
So how like you mentioned buddy talk, right? So what is buddy talk? I've never heard of it.
Yeah, Buddy Talk, like now it is named as Open Talk. So it's an application where you can talk to strangers for free. But nowadays I use Speakify CV. So that is a good
Okay.
application where you can
Yeah.
practice 30 minutes for free every day. So that is a
There
good
is one
application.
drawback, but there is one drawback with that app that,
Mhm.
for example, like you are there on CV for the past, let's say, 25 minutes, and I have just joined now, and we are connected, right? So after 5 minutes, your call would be disconnected automatically. But then again,
Yeah,
it's a
that's
problem
not.
for me because you cannot talk, at a stretch, because call suddenly gets disconnected. So that is a drawback in that
Yeah,
app.
that is a drawback, and it's everywhere, of course, because they give you 30 minutes, right? And if you have completed your 28 minutes, you will be able to interact with that guy for 2 minutes only because you have completed your 28 minutes,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah.
that's a big problem, of course, going for the long conversations. But they have subscription plans as well. On Be Angrage also, I use another application, Be Angrage. There you can speak for 10 minutes with one guy. You can speak with many multiple people or partners, but with one person you can speak for 10 minutes. The same problem. You can't go for a very long conversation.
Yeah, that's a good thing. 10 minutes are fine. You
Yeah.
have 10 minutes, you can talk about certain things. But on some apps where you are not sure of your time, so just for 2 minutes, you introduce
No, no,
yourself
no.
and
But
suddenly calls disconnected.
yeah, but you get that timer. Actually, I know when I do on Speakify, I'm just able to see my time, like how many minutes I do have. Like if I have like less than five, there will be a timer that you have only 5 minutes. So I would say to the person, I'm sorry that I have only 5 minutes to have a conversation with you. Are you okay with that? He will say, yeah, fine, no problem.
Okay, okay. I don't remember. I just had one conversation that also I uploaded on my channel. I
Oh,
just was just exploring that app, so now I really don't remember it.
but
But
nowadays
it's
I
fine.
use it actually. I like talking to strangers, so that's why.
Oh, okay, okay. So now, what are your goals? Tell me about that. Are you
What are my
laughing?
goals? Quite difficult
Yeah.
question. It's very
No,
difficult to
but this is
understand about life, like what life has for you, I can't say anything. But what are my goals right now? I have decided that what I have to do, I have to practice spoken English with the people as much as I can, because I like interacting with the people. That is my passion as well. And along with that, for this training purpose, for money or just being a professional, I would train people as much as I can. I want to do it. Right now I'm pursuing my master's in English literature. So after completing this, I want to train people as much as I can. First thing. Second, I would love to grow my social media like YouTube and Instagram. And third thing, I like exploring, people. I would say I like talking to people. So that's what my goals are. So I would love to continue all those things, whatever I'm doing right now.
That's great. You're doing really well. You're studying and earning, and you're on social media. So I can say you are already doing so well. And I wish you more growth, more success for your
So
future.
thank you.